Welcome back to 21st Century Dating Decoded, the official speed mingle podcast. I'm your host, Don, and I'm here to help you navigate the wild, wonderfully confusing, and increasingly complex world of modern romance. Every week, we pull back the curtain on the forces shaping our love lives. We dive deep into the trends, the emerging technologies, and the underlying psychology that dictates how we meet people, how we build, and sometimes destroy, relationships, and ultimately, how we find love, keep it, or, let's be honest, mess it up in the modern age. We're here to break down the unspoken rules and provide you with a comprehensive playbook for a dating landscape that changes faster than your phone's latest operating system update. Now let's talk about the state of things in 2026. If you've been in the dating pool anytime recently, you haven't just noticed a shift. You've been swept away by a tidal wave of strategic change. The classic, old-school, one basket at a time linear dating approach? It doesn't just feel outdated, it feels laughably inefficient. Today's single person is essentially a full-time portfolio manager of their personal life. You're juggling 3 different dating apps, meticulously managing multiple potential connections across various communication channels, and constantly running a cost-benefit analysis. You're weighing the risk of emotional vulnerability versus the potential reward of a committed partnership, all while factoring in the opportunity cost of the people you aren't currently messaging. Does that sound less like the exhilarating start of a new romance and more like an anxious quarterly earnings call with a demanding board of directors? Trust me, you are absolutely not alone. This week, we are cracking open a concept that is both utterly fascinating and, frankly, terrifying in its cold logic. Hedging hearts. Why modern love in 2026 looks precisely like portfolio management. We're going to forensically explore how the specialized, often clinical language of finance, terms like diversification, risk assessment, opportunity cost, asset allocation, and, yes, hedging, has not just entered, but has thoroughly colonized our dating vocabulary and behavior. The core question we're tackling is, are we genuinely dating, or are we simply managing a perpetually evolving roster of emotional assets to maximize our long-term happiness return? We will dissect the psychology behind why so many people are now deliberately keeping a minimum of 2 or 3 viable options open. We'll teach you how to spot the subtle, often passive-aggressive behavioral clues that indicate you are currently being hedged, meaning you're the secure, mid-risk investment, while someone else is chasing a higher-risk, potentially higher-reward growth stock. And finally, we'll discuss the surprising and deep-seated societal reasons why this high-risk, high-reward, emotion-minimizing strategy is rapidly becoming the undisputed norm in the modern search for a partner. So ditch the rose-colored glasses, buckle up, grab your emotional calculator, and let's start decoding the cold, hard financial model that now underpins modern love. This is a critical episode of 21st Century Dating Decoded. The digital milieu of modern courtship has undergone a fundamental transformation in 2026. The effortless, frequently indiscriminate swiping paradigm of the preceding decade is now yielding to a more pragmatic and occasionally guarded methodology. Contemporary daters are prioritizing emotional self-preservation and deliberate alignment of core values, moving beyond superficial interests to embrace intentionality and efficacy in their pursuit of enduring connection. Dating is changing fast. Here are the 4 trends defining modern love right now. Cushioning, the proactive maintenance of contingency. The paramount trend is cushioning, a defensive strategy enacted in response to years characterized by ghosting and abrupt emotional disengagement. Individuals are recalibrating their emotional risk exposure by judiciously maintaining a series of peripheral emotional cushions adjacent to their principal relationship. This practice is characterized less by physical infidelity and more by emotional resource management, technologically facilitated. It entails a low-level, continuous stream of interaction, sustaining active profiles on dating applications, transmitting mild flirtatious direct messages, or arranging informal engagements with viable alternatives. The central objective is preemptive emotional mitigation, to attenuate the impact of a potential dissolution by having an immediate, pre-vetted successor affiliation readily available. As one commentator observed, cushioning is purely prophylactic. When a contingency plan is firmly established, the impact of a relationship termination is experienced less as an uncontrolled plummet and more as a calculated, managed descent. This reflects a pervasive exhaustion with the volatility inherent in modern dating, compelling individuals to manage their relational lives akin to a diversified financial portfolio. Thronesing, courtship as a vehicle for social advancement. Deriving its name from the strategic power dynamics of Game of Thrones, thronesing refers to the overt selection of a partner based on their capacity to enhance one's social standing and public profile, often at the expense of genuine emotional rapport. In a hyper-socialized media environment, where main character energy functions as a form of social capital, practitioners of thronesing seek an aesthetic complement. They gravitate toward partners who elevate their public image, possessing a prominent profession, presenting favorably in tagged media, or providing entry to exclusive social echelons. The relationship is fundamentally perceived as a public accolade. Should the orchestration of a date, e.g., lighting, caption composition, venue prestige, supersede the quality of authentic discourse, it is indicative of thronesing. This trend views courtship as a high-stakes public performance, wherein the perceived external status of the relationship outweighs its internal emotional integrity. We'll get back to our deep dive on hedging hearts in just a moment. But first, let's talk about your own return on connection. If you're tired of the digital grind and ready to apply the intentionality we've been discussing, it's time to move from theory to practice. SpeedMingle is your home for efficient, value-driven dating. Whether you're looking for the face-to-face authenticity of anywhere or the high-energy vibe of our happenings events, we provide the platform. You provide the purpose. Don't leave your social success to chance. Head over to the SpeedMingle app or website right now to register for an upcoming event in your vicinity. It's time to actively mix, match, and mingle your way to a more deliberate dating life. Registration is open now. Secure your spot, protect your time, and find your match. Now, back to the show. ValCore Hyper-Efficient Value Alignment. In contrast to the pursuit of status, is ValCore, ValueCore, a robust rejection of superficial hobby-based screening. Daters are moving beyond trivial commonalities, such as a shared preference for certain cuisine, to immediately prioritize and rigorously assess fundamental, non-negotiable life values. ValCore adherence eschew time-intensive, superficial rituals, demanding radical transparency and deep alignment early in the interaction. Key assessment criteria now include political and societal stances, explicit perspectives on matters of social justice, environmental stewardship, and human rights, financial philosophy, detailed discussions regarding indebtedness, investment strategies, and consumption habits, professional personal integration, defining the role of one's profession, attitudes toward remote work, and inviolable personal time commitments, long-term projections, specific intentions regarding marriage, procreation, and geographical stability. This methodology bypasses conventional introductory conversation, propelling significant, existential subjects, typically reserved for later stages of a relationship, into the initial electronic exchange or the commencement of a first meeting. It represents a courtship process, optimized for long-term foundational congruence. The mid-sesh, the abbreviation of the extended date. Finally, daters are mitigating pervasive dating fatigue by reclaiming personal time through the implementation of the mid-sesh. The protracted, high-investment dinner and cocktails engagement is now being superseded. The standard mandate is a simple, non-negotiable 90-minute temporal limit. By scheduling a brief, focused activity, a single beverage, a coffee meeting, or a short ambulatory excursion, complete with a pre-arranged exit strategy, daters substantially diminish the pressure and the emotional/fiscal sunk cost associated with an incompatible match. This compels a present-focused and efficient conversation, serving as a low-stakes mechanism to gauge relational chemistry and ValCore metrics without expending an entire evening. If an affinity is established, both parties are motivated toward a subsequent engagement. Conversely, only 90 minutes have been forfeited. Whether individuals are defensively insulating their emotional capital through cushioning or aggressively seeking ValCore congruence, the overarching communication of 2026 is unequivocal. The process of courtship is now considerably more deliberate, protective, and streamlined. The era of casual, undirected dating has effectively concluded. As we wrap up today's exploration into hedging hearts, it's clear that the romantic landscape of 2026 demands more than just an open heart. It requires a sharp strategy. By shifting from the passive hope of falling in love to the active management of a relational portfolio, modern singles are reclaiming their agency. Whether you are insulating your emotional capital through cushioning, seeking radical transparency via ValCore, or reclaiming your schedule with the mid-sesh, you are no longer just a participant in the dating market. You are the lead architect of your own emotional future. The era of the accidental connection has been superseded by the era of the intentional investment. As you navigate these shifts, remember that tools like SpeedMingle are designed to support this new paradigm, offering the efficiency and authenticity required to maximize your return on connection. SpeedMingle is strategically positioned to offer the efficient frontier for this new era of dating. Our platform provides a suite of tools designed to minimize risk and maximize opportunities for genuine connection, moving users beyond aimless swiping to the formation of substantive relationships. SpeedMingle is currently transforming digital courtship through 4 distinct, intentional, and efficient modalities. SpeedMingle Anywhere, available now, facilitates authentic, face-to-face video interactions from a user's private setting, overcoming the limitations of anonymous swiping. SpeedMingle Social, launching this week in select markets, offers relaxed, non-hosted weekly gatherings at established local venues for spontaneous, informal connection. SpeedMingle Happenings, in real-life events happening now in your area. These meticulously curated, dynamic, activity-based events designed to foster natural engagement without reliance on conventional small talk. Speed Mingle 1-to-1, launching spring 2026, provides personalized, low-pressure meetings with local singles whose pre-vetted interests ensure an efficient route toward foundational compatibility. Our commitment is to offer diverse asset classes for connection, preventing users from concentrating all their emotional investments in a single strategy. Whether a user prefers the efficiency of our premier online platform, a curated event, a personalized meeting, or a spontaneous social gathering, SpeedMingle offers a tailored strategy for every dating preference. A successful relational portfolio is always predicated upon intentionality and genuine connection. Listen and subscribe today to our podcast, and don't miss an episode on your favorite podcast channel, or visit our website, thespeedmingle.com, for a full list of our latest episodes. Don't forget to secure your spot at an upcoming SpeedMingle event near you. Take the lead and mix, match, and mingle to elevate your social portfolio. Thank you for tuning in to 21st Century Dating Decoded. Until our next episode, stay deliberate, remain protected, and always date with purpose.